Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 3 on set theory. In this lecture we are going to discuss two special type of sets known as empty and universal set. So you are already familiar with these sets from your school level, but we will just recall them in this video lecture. So first we start with empty set. So as we are familiar that empty set is the set which contains no elements. A set which does not contain any element is called an empty set or null set. Another name for empty set is null set, and this is the notation for empty set. It is denoted by this symbol phi, or we can denote it by writing these braces and there is no element in braces. So this is another notation for empty set. So if we consider this set, the set of positive integers that are greater than their squares, that means if we consider those natural numbers n such that n is greater than square of n, where n is positive integer. So we are considering set of those positive integers such that their integer is greater than its square. So we know that there is no integer which is greater than its square, because n square is always less than or equal to n for each positive integer n. So this set does not contain any element. So this set turns out to be empty set or null set. The set of positive integers that are greater than their squares is empty set. This is also useful definition, singleton set. Singleton set means a set with only one element is called a singleton set. So for example, this set contains only one element, 1. This is also a set containing only one element, 100. So these two are examples of singleton sets. So singleton set means set which contains exactly one element. So if we consider this set which contains empty set, so this is also singleton set, because this set contains one element and that element is empty set. So we will consider this also as singleton set. So this set is not empty set. Be careful. If we are considering only phi, then phi is an empty set, but the set containing empty set is not empty, because now this set contains one element and that element is empty set. So this set is a singleton set. And we have defined what is meaning of subset in the previous lecture. So for any set A, if we take any set A, then empty set is a subset of that set. Next definition is universal set. So universal set is the set which includes all possible sets under discussion. A set is called a universal set if it includes every set under discussion, and universal set is denoted by this symbol capital U or capital E. So some authors use capital E also, but this is general familiar notation. Capital U is the notation for universal set. So this universal set depends whatever discussion we are carrying. So depending on the given discussion, there will be different universal set. For example, if we are discussing about people in our state Gujarat, then universal set is the set of all people in Gujarat. So it is like this. So universal set depends on the discussion. Whatever discussion is there, depending upon the objects under that discussion, there will be different universal set. So universal set is that set which includes all possible sets under discussion. For example, if we are considering these sets under discussion, suppose A is a set containing 2, B is a set containing 3 and 4. So if we have these two sets under discussion, then our universal set is this set which includes 2, 3 and 4. So universal set U includes this set as well as this set. So if we have two sets under discussion, then universal set is the set which contains both the sets or which includes both the sets. That means A is subset of U as well as B is subset of U. So universal set is that set such that every set under discussion is a subset of that universal set. So we can say that for any set A under discussion, A is always subset of universal set. So we will assume that for each discussion there is a universal set U which will vary with the discussion, and this set contains all objects for which the discussion is meaningful. Any other set mentioned in the discussion will automatically be assumed to be a subset of U. So these are some examples. If we are discussing searching for books, then we can consider universal set as set of all the books in the library. If we are working with this set of numbers, then universal set might be considered as this set of whole numbers, or the set of all integers, or the set of all real numbers, depending upon the situation under discussion. Suppose we have these finite sets A equal to 1, 2, 3, B is this set containing A, B, C, C is this set containing 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if we are considering these sets under discussion, then universal set will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are considering elements without repetition. So first I write down A equal to 1, 2, 3. B has 3 elements A, B, C, and C has 4 elements 2, 3, 4, 5. But 2 and 3 are already written, so we will not repeat them. And 4 and 5 we have to write down. So this is the universal set for these 3 sets under discussion. So in this way we can decide the universal set depending upon the discussion which we are carrying on. So in this lecture we have discussed two special type of sets, empty set and universal set. Empty set is a subset of every set, and universal set includes every set, or every set is a subset of universal set, whatever set is there under discussion.